Hey everybody, it's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. Today I'm going to be putting together this card, which is a perfect summer interactive card for someone who's having a birthday over summertime or a time when we use a lot of coolers, which is pretty much summertime. I'm not making a lot of sense. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at how I put this interactive card together. Today I'm going to be using these products. I'm combining a couple of companies again because I feel like I can combine these and they're going to work out well. Always make sure to look around and see what companies' stamps you have, because you might find that you can combine some images in some new ways that you didn't think about. So I'm going to use Lawn Fawn, I'm going to use the Reveal Wheel die set, and then I'm going to use the Reveal Wheel Sentiments. I just recently bought this one. I didn't originally buy it when I bought the Reveal Wheel dies, but now I have it and I think I have a perfect way to use it with this stamp set, which is Little Cooler from Sweet Stamp Shop. I think it's really neat that the Lawn Fawn stamp has Extra Cool. That's a perfect one to use for this stamp set, or this, yeah, for the stamp set. So I think I'm going to use these in combination. And then I think I'm also going to bust out, I have these Avery L 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 pieces of cardstock that are already folded into cards, so they're ready to go. I have them in several different colors, like different shades of green, different shades of blue, and different shades of reds to oranges to yellows. I had to remember what colors those were. So I think I'm going to be able to use one of these as the card base, but before we get into actually making the card base, I have to decide what I'm going to do with these stamps and how I'm going to work them all out. So the first thing I'm going to do is die cut 2 of these, so that way I can start prepping and getting everything ready for this actual card. So let's go ahead and do that. I've gone ahead and cut out one of these rectangles without the die cut in it. So now I'm going to take my extra die cut piece, and it works like a puzzle piece. It just pops right into the spot right there, and I'll put this piece of cardstock over it, and then I'll run it through and it'll cut out the spot where my words are going to show up. And while I have my die cut machine out, whoops, this is what goes over, it's going to cut out the little shape that's going to go over this spot right here to kind of mask that it's, oh, I'm off camera, it's going to mask that there is a hole there. So I'm going to cut this out while I still have my die cutting machine out. Okie dokie, I've gotten everything die cut that I need to get die cut, including the little frame. It's off camera at the moment. But I'm going to grab one of my little brads here. It doesn't even matter what color this brad is. I'm just going to grab one out of this box because we aren't ever going to see this part. This is all going to get hidden inside of the card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brad and I'm going to stick it through the center of this small piece and then through the center of the big piece. And once I do that, that'll kind of give me an idea of where everything's gonna fit and how it's all gonna look. I'm gonna go ahead and open my brad up, even though in a moment I'll undo it again, and I'm having trouble doing this. Hold on. Okay, I've got it attached. I'm gonna grab some of the foam adhesive, and I'm gonna cut it up a little bit because I don't need a piece that is all that large because it literally won't fit. But anyways, I'm gonna put it onto my little spinny part right here because this is what is going to allow my card to work. Okay, I've got my foam adhesive added onto the back of that little extra piece of paper, and I'm gonna pull off the backing paper if I can. There we go. Sometimes pulling off backing paper is easier and sometimes it's harder. Alright, so this is going to be the back piece to the card. This is going to be the front piece. I'm going to take my wheel and I'm going to put it back behind, and you're not going to be able to see it on camera, but if you've never worked with the Reveal Wheel before, there's little indentation lines in the die that leave little marks on your paper, and what you do is you get those just above where your card, or where that window is, so that way it just moves off to where you can't see it anymore. And then the same thing over here, you just kind of move it until you just can't see those lines and then you're gonna place it down on top of the other card. This is, or the other half. This is where it gets a little difficult and it's a little cumbersome to try and do all of this at once, but it always seems to work out for me. So that's where this part is going to live now, and I'm going to take this wheel back off so that way we can add decorations and do other things to it. And we're gonna set this other part off to the side for now. We'll deal more with that in a minute. Okay, I have grabbed my Distress Oxides in Mermaid Lagoon, and I'm gonna take my ink blending tool and I'm gonna get it nice and juicy. I'm gonna tap it off to the side because I really don't, this would be a perfect place for those, what are those? The most wonderful brushes ever, picket fences brushes. I don't remember their name. Life Changing, I think, is the official name. But anyways, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and tap off a little bit of this ink because I don't want a very heavy hand when going in. And even still, like, I think my hands are just, I have a heavy hand no matter what I do. I can't really help it. But anyways, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and just get a spot of color going. I don't want anything too intense, but again, I have a very heavy hand and it doesn't seem to want to work out the way I want it to, but that's okay. It'll be fine. Anyways, so I'm just gonna kind of rub this on a little bit, add a little bit of color to that center spot so that way it's not a boring blank card, I guess. But I just want a little bit of texture. I really don't want too much, just something to make it not so abstract and like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm just so upset that I can't even get a freaking blend to go on nice and smooth like all the other crafters that are out there on YouTube. You watch their videos and you're just like, man, they do things so nicely. Anyways, all right, so there's that. That's kind of what I was looking for. I was hoping for something a little nicer, but that's what I've got. So that's what we're gonna go with. Next up, I have my little cooler stamps, and I'm gonna grab the little cooler and some Memento Tuxedo Black ink along with, what happened to my little block? There it is. Couldn't find my little acrylic block for a moment. We're gonna grab a little acrylic block and we're gonna ink this up, get it nice and inked up. I feel like my Memento keeps drying out really quickly, but anyways, so we're gonna stamp it right onto there. Whoops, there we go. Perfect, okay, excellent. Not as dry as it seemed like it was. Anyways, so now I'm gonna color this in using my Copic markers. I'm not gonna do anything super complex, so I'm not gonna really show that because it's literally just a couple of brush strokes of the Copic markers, and then we'll move on from there. See, I literally told you it was just a couple of strokes of Copic marker. It is really not much at all. Anyways, this paper is 110 pound cardstock from Nina. It is in the Solar White Classic Crest, and I'm just going through and trying to, not doing a very good job, but I'm just trying to fussy cut it, and I think instead I'm gonna go right up against the lines because I was originally thinking I could do it just with that nice little border around it like dies do, but doesn't ever seem to work out for me. So anyways, I'm gonna go right up against the line and cut right up against the lines. So that way it might look a little more professional, who knows. All right, perfect. So there's our little cooler, and I'm gonna grab the little outline of the word bubble. I'm gonna add some art glitter glue onto this, and my nozzle seems to be clogged up. Ugh, I hate it when it always seems to clog up on me. So, oh wait, there we go. There's a little bit. So anyways, I'm gonna glue this down after I get this nozzle clean. Let me clean this up and then we'll go from there. All right, there we go. The word bubble has been covered up, so that way it looks a little cleaner. I'm gonna grab another piece of foam adhesive now, and I think I might be able to fit. Can I fit one or two? Oh, I can definitely fit two on the back of this thing. So I'm gonna stick 2 pieces of foam adhesive onto the back of this piece to make it pop up and give it a little more dimension from the blue background. So there's our little cooler, and I'll just place him on right there, just like that. Let me zoom in a little bit so that way you can see it a little better. There we go, there's our little cooler. I wanted to go with the red to contrast the blue of the background, so that's why I kind of went with my color choices. Now that's done, let's go ahead and move over to the reveal wheel and get that all stamped up. Or maybe, let's see, hold on, wait. I might want to stamp something. What does this one have? Let's see. What can I say? That's actually a really good thing for this one. What can I say? If we put this one down at the very bottom of this, got paper pieces all over the place. What if I put that right there? Oh, I bet that's gonna work out nicely. Let's put that there and pick up the block. More Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I just realized I had my camera zoomed in, so I don't know if you saw me stamp that on there or if I was probably talking to myself. Anyways, zooming back out here, I've stamped What Can I Say down on the bottom. That's gonna work out perfectly for this. I have my ruler and a pencil, and they make the little, like, nice little template that you can use to tell you where to put stuff on. I am, of course, too cheap to buy that, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna find kind of these quadrants with a pencil and kind of draw them on. That's not perfect, but it at least gets a rough idea of where can I stamp without interfering with the next stamp. So we're gonna put that one there, and then the next one, that's not right. We gotta go perpendicular. Okay, so there are my, it may be hard to see here, but I have my crosshairs for where each of the, where each sentiment is gonna go. And I'm gonna go ahead and put it back onto its, onto the post here, and then I am gonna line up the top piece so that way I can see where each sentiment needs to be stamped. So I have my top coordinate up, and I'm gonna put my piece on top, and I'm just gonna gently trace this out with my pencil so that way I have a general idea of where it needs to go. I'm gonna rotate to the next one and do the same thing over again. Now, as you can see on here, I have my 4 spaces that I can stamp in, and I'm gonna grab my sentiments from the Lawn Fawn reveal wheel sentiments, and I'm gonna start stamping these on. For this stamping, I'm gonna use my VersaFine Onyx Black ink. I like using this one because it gives me really great impressions for small, delicate letters, and sometimes the Lawn Fawn stamps have very delicate letters that you have to be careful with. So I'm just gonna stamp that right in there. Woohoo! A perfect spot. Hopefully that will be close to centered. And my pencil lines really help to make sure that's the case. I'm gonna stamp out 3 more sentiments, and then I'm gonna erase my pencil lines. While I'm letting these dry before I erase the pencil marks, I realized, like, it doesn't make sense if it says, what can I say, extra cool. Like, that's cool and all, but it doesn't quite make 100% sense. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the Hope Your Day Is, let's see, is that the one I want? Wishing you a wonderful birthday. That can be inside. Yeah, hope your day is ... So I'm gonna put that, let's see, should I put it underneath? What can I say? I hope your day is... I think I'm gonna put it underneath. I know it doesn't quite make sense because up here, like, hope your day is, and then fill in the blank. But it kind of makes more sense to me to put it down here. I should have moved all of that up, but I totally forgot about it. Not a big deal, it's fine. So we're just gonna use some more Memento Tuxedo Black ink to ink up the Hope Your Day, so that way it matches with the what it says right above it. And what can I say? Hope your day is... And then it's referring to up there. I hope that makes sense. We'll see. Okay, it's time to assemble everything. I'm going to take my little wheel here. I've erased everything, all my pencil marks, so that way you should not be able to see any of that. And I'm just going to poke it on to the center post, if I can find it. This is a little bit difficult, especially like once you open the brad. It's very difficult to try to keep it from not like wanting to stay open. All right, so now I'm gonna take some of my double stick tape and I'm just gonna go around the outside. Remember, you don't wanna get it anywhere near the wheel because otherwise you'll end up not being able to spin the wheel. Okay, I've gotten all the backing paper off and we're gonna put this on top now, and I wanna put this so that way it helps give me another visual guide of where this piece goes, because again, this can get a little tricky sometimes if you don't have it just right. All right, that's as close as it is gonna get. So now when you spin it, oh yay, it works! Super duper, fun filled, extra cool. Very happy. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and choose a base now. All right, I've chosen one of the Avery L folding A2 size cards, and I don't know if it's sapphire, aquamarine, or sea glass, but it's one of those three colors. I went with the darker blue, and we're gonna put it on just like this. And some people would pop this up using the foam tape, just apply the foam tape onto the back here, but I really don't want to do that because it's already got enough bulk. I don't think I want to add even more bulk. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of eyeball where this goes, kind of like right there. And let me see if I can attach some adhesive. This is the Tombow Extreme Adhesive. I'm just adding it onto the edges here and then a little bit in the center. It's hard to do this because the card is not 100% like backed. There's some empty spaces in here, but for the most part it's rolling onto the spaces that have the foam tape on them, and so it's giving me enough places to add adhesive on that it's not like, how am I trying to say this? I'm not gonna crush my card because there's enough support to it that it should work out okay. All right, so anyways, I'm gonna try and line this up nicely. That doesn't mean it's actually gonna go down nicely and perfect, because you know me, I never do anything exactly perfect. Okay, there we go, that's not horrible. That's always what I say when it's just okay. All right, anyways, so there's that. And I would like, let me see, they have a stamp in here that has the little wheel. I wonder if I can, maybe I'll do the like turn here. Do I want to do the arrow? I don't know what I want to do. I'm going to do this little arrow in some Onyx black ink, and just like, I know it's not going to show up super well up against the darkness of this cardstock, but maybe it'll show up enough that, oh, I'm not going to be able to stamp it there. Darn it, I can't. Oh, it did stamp without me even knowing it did. All right, so it's stamped. Glad I didn't wiggle it or something. Anyways, all right, so it's stamped, and it's actually nice because it kind of blends into the background a little bit. I'll zoom in here in a second so that way you can see, but at least you can kind of see. Let me zoom in here. Nope, you can't see at all. So there it is right there. So it's nice that it's just something a little subtle. All right, guys, here is today's card. Extra cool, very happy, super duper, and fun filled. What can I say? I hope your day is. I like it. Interactive cards are just a little cooler if you ask me, and I love what joy they bring to everybody whenever you send them. I know the recipient always has fun on this wheel, you know, kind of spinning them around, but there's so many different ways to have interactive cards, shaker cards, those little flippy card, yeah, anyways, you know what I'm talking about. Lots of ways to have fun with your cards. I think that's gonna do it for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up, let YouTube know that you like my video, and then hopefully YouTube will share it across YouTube land. Also, don't forget to hit that button down below that says subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and get great updates every time I post a new video, or go live right here on YouTube by clicking that bell notification icon. You can also get social with me by checking out all my social media links. Those are listed down in the description below. Make sure to go check all those out and get social with me. I hope everybody has a great day. Remember guys, normal's just a setting on the dryer. Bye!